I've been asked this week if a hairdresser can charge you for failing to turn up to an appointment. And my answer for this really will apply to any situation like this where you've booked an appointment, a restaurant table, or any other type of appointment that you've now missed. Can the trader charge you a penalty or indeed the full price for failing to show up? Now, the starting point with this is, what does, in this case, the hairdresser's terms and conditions say, if anything? Do they say, well, if you fail to turn up for an appointment, we're going to charge you a certain amount of money, or keep a deposit you've paid, or charge you the full amount? If they do say that, were those terms made prominent? Were they clear? Were they shown to you, or were they given to you in any other format which would have meant that they were transparent? Were they made prominent, which is what the Consumer Rights Act says that terms like this must be? Or alternatively, did, in this case, the hairdresser specifically say, if you fail to show up, we're going to charge you the full price or some money? If the answer to these questions is yes, then potentially the hairdresser here, and traders in other scenarios, would be entitled to charge that money. And I'll tell you why I say potentially in a moment. If the answer is no, if the terms and conditions said nothing about this, they were silent about what happens if you fail to show up, and if you were not told verbally about it, then this charge cannot be levied on you. What you cannot do with consumers is surprise them when it comes to money. So at the point when, as a consumer, you enter into a contract, at that point, you must know all of the terms, especially if they are financial. The trader, in this case the hairdresser, cannot surprise you after the event. If they do that, it will not be binding and you will not have to pay. Now, a moment ago I said potentially they'd be able to charge you if the terms clearly said that they could, or if they verbally told you. And the reason I said that is this: the Consumer Rights Act also says that if a trader imposes a penalty, here keeping a deposit or charging you the full price, for failing to turn up to an appointment, or as the law says, failing to see a contract through, that would be an unfair term if the penalty was disproportionate. Now, if I apply that to the hairdresser scenario, if the hairdresser here found someone else to take the appointment, they wouldn't be out of pocket. So then you could say, well, actually, they got someone else to pay for the same appointment, so they weren't out of pocket there, and on top, they've got the person who's asked me the question to pay as well. They've had double recovery for only doing the job once. That, in my view, would be disproportionate.